So if I had to define my trading this week in one word, the word would be subpar. I trusted my strategy. I stuck to my strategy. Unfortunately, a few of the trades went south, and the result of this was a loss of confidence. In today's video, I want to focus on that one word, and that is confidence. Confidence in trading is a must. And if you lose confidence, it's very difficult to execute your strategy and to not second guess yourself. Unfortunately, this week, both Monday and Tuesday, I started the day red and I had a loss of confidence. The setups that I was looking at and the strategy that I would usually trust 100%, I had a little bit of hesitation. I had a hard time trusting myself, and I decided to sort of lay low and not take any more trades. I accepted my red days on both Monday and Tuesday because I realized that my confidence was not there. Typically, when I enter a trade, I don't think twice. I know what I'm looking at, I know what the setup is, and I get in without hesitation. But I felt that on Monday and Tuesday. And it is our job as a trader that when we sense that loss of confidence, that we need to take a step back. If we continue to trade and continue to make our money back without confidence, it will typically result in larger losses, and that is when we go on tilt, when we don't have confidence, and we're just trying to throw money at the wall, trying to make our losses back. This is something that every trader will go through no matter what people say online. This is 100% something that you will experience as a trader. You will lose confidence, you will go on tilt, and it is our job to avoid that. It is our job to stay calm, to know when we lose confidence, to take our loss, accept our loss, and look forward to the next opportunity, possibly the next day, maybe 2 days later, take a step back, build that confidence back, and come back to the markets with a better insight. Now, to build that confidence back, this is the most important thing. What I like to do and what I recommend to people out there is to scale down and start to build some wins. Get that consistency going once again, and once you get on a nice streak, once you have a few winners under your belt, that confidence will slowly come back, and that is when we can get back to our normal position sizing. So pretty much everything I just talked about in chronological order, from losing confidence to scaling down to gaining confidence once again, is exactly how my week went. I had Monday and Tuesday losers. Wednesday and today were both winners, gaining that confidence back, and I want to talk about some of the trades that I took over the last 4 days. So I hope this video relates with some of you out there. I'm sure some of you are experiencing a loss in confidence. I want to talk about how to build that back and share with you some of the trades that I took. So guys, let's just start this out by sharing the week that I've had. A really subpar week for me. Yes, it has been a green week. You can see that my average winning trade is still larger than my average losing trade, and this goes back to me just continuing to trade my strategy. The break and retest, if done correctly, will almost always have a positive risk to reward. It has to, right? If you don't stop out where you should, then that number will flip. But if you stop out, if you stick to the strategy, that average win to loss ratio is always going to be positive. Now you can see my winning percentage is negative, and this is sort of where that subpar trading comes in. 44% winning percentage. I took more losing trades than I took winning trades this week. However, I am still profitable. That goes back to the break and retest having a positive risk to reward, meaning that I'm winning twice as much on my winners than I am on my losers. So if we look at some of these trades here, there's some losers, there's some winners, but you can see typically my winners, if you just look at this column here, are much larger than my losers. You can see this one is a little bit big, got a little away from me. This is the first trade of this week. So I was still getting in some bigger size, right? I was still confident from the week prior. So I got in with some bigger size here on Amazon, lost about 6%, $468. Lost that confidence, right? I started to feel that coming in. So my next trade, I scaled down, lost once again, $131. And that was about it, right? I was like, all right, things are starting to go a little south. Let me sort of scale down. I did take a nice trade on Google here that day, but I ended the day red with the loss on NVIDIA. That day was a pretty messy day, right? Monday was not a good day for me. I lost confidence, and you can see what happened, right? The next day I came in, and I had two losing trades, back-to-back, Amazon and Amazon. Back-to-back losers, 4%, 7%. Taking a loss, cutting my loss, and that's really where I started to sense that loss in confidence. I knew both Monday and Tuesday starting red. This doesn't typically happen to me in trading, right? I don't typically start the week with 2 red days in a row. So I said to myself, let's scale down, let's focus on these trades, let's not get discouraged, but let's just sort of scale down and sort of get some wins under our belt. Let's come back to the next day with a new mindset, new mentality, and let's continue to trade the strategy. So the next day, you guys can see I came back on the 26th with an awesome win on NVIDIA, and that was it, right? That day, I simply walked away. I told everyone in the chat, I said, that's it. It's a one and done. I'm not taking another trade today. I need this win. I need this win for my mentality more than anything. No matter if it was small, no matter if it was big, I needed it just to get that confidence back. I needed to step away on Wednesday with a win so that I can come into the next day with some confidence, with my head held high. Now, you can see today, I took some really nice trades. I'm very happy with the trades I took today on Meta and Apple. Not the biggest wins, but they were very solid. They were perfect strategy trades, exactly what I was looking for. Got about 4 and 7% on these trades. Very happy with them, and this is sort of how I crawled myself out of this hole. Started the week red on Monday, got another red day on Tuesday, and my mindset coming into Wednesday was one trade, get it green, walk away, get that confidence back. No matter how big it is, if it's big, it's small, all you need is one green trade to get yourself sort of back in the swing of things. And then today, a nice two for 2 day, about $540 today on Thursday, April 27th. So I want to break down some of these trades. I'm going to break down the Amazon double loser right here on 425. That's on Wednesday. And then I'm going to break down the trades from today. So hope you guys do enjoy this. I hope you get a little bit of an insight into how my week went. That's really what's most important in this video. Not so much the trades that we're going to go over, but sort of how to dig yourself out of that hole, right? You're going to start red some weeks, but you can't go on tilt. Something that you may realize from looking at my ROI percentages here on the right, they are all very consistent, right? 6%, 7%, 5, 10, 4, 7, 6, 4, 7, right? These are very consistent numbers. And it's the fact that I didn't go on tilt. I didn't let a loser go to 40%, 50%, 80%. I didn't let things just go because I was getting frustrated or I had a loss of confidence. Sticking to the strategy, knowing and trusting that it's a profitable strategy, and there's going to be some times that you have difficulty, right? That is part of trading. We have to do our best to battle against ourselves, right? This at the end of the day is a battle against ourselves to stay sort of disciplined, right? Stay disciplined in your strategy. Don't let losers out of control. Don't let them slip away. Stick to it. Take that loss. Know that tomorrow's a new day, but you have to keep that mentality. And this right here, this week of trading for me is a great example of that. This is a great example of starting out pretty bad, but keeping the head and coming back towards the end of the week with some really nice green trades. So guys, the first trade that I'm going to review here is the double loser on Amazon. I'm going to talk through what I was looking for, how this trade still makes sense to me, how I took a loss on it, and then resulting in that loss of confidence, how I missed out on an even better trade because I simply lost confidence. I didn't have the confidence to execute anything after I started the day with 2 red trades. Now, there is one thing that I could have done better, which I'll talk through here in this video here. So we have a previous demand at 105. We have a previous rejection at 105 right here. We held that as a support on, this is back on Friday of last week. We held 105. Then we came back down to 105 on Monday of this week. So I knew coming into Tuesday that 105 was a very key level. I knew that if we're trading above 105, I can look for that level to turn into a demand and try to play upside off of it. So if I go into the 2-minute chart, this is where I trade, and we'll go into Tuesday. We'll go into that Tuesday trade, and we can look at how this sort of went wrong. So if I zoom in here, this is Tuesday, and this is what the market looked like at open. So around this time on Tuesday, I saw a big candle push off of that 105 on Amazon, and I started to get interested in this. We pulled back a little bit and started to hold that 105 again here on this candle around 934. I started to get long in this area on Amazon, looking for that demand off 105 to push us to the upside and see if I can get that continuation move. I got stopped out on this candle right here. Now, right here, I saw it hold that 105 very aggressively. So you can see, I got in here, I got stopped out on this wick rejection or this wick downside. We can see the next candle. It popped back above, and we had a nice reaction once again off 105. So I said, hey, I did get faked out of that first trade, but this is still holding 105, and I sort of like this level long. So I got back in on this green candle, and that instantly turned on me. So I took 2 losers right here in the first about 10 minutes of the market trying to play my 105 demand level. At that time, that's very easy to lose confidence because you have 2 losers and you're only 10 minutes into the market. I understand that I got too aggressive too early. I wanted to play that 105 demand. I didn't let it sort of work out. I didn't let it sort of develop before taking a position. I got in way too early. I sort of got faked out of this 105 demand hold. You can see I got faked out there, tried to get back in, got faked out again. The best way to resolve this right here is to wait maybe 5, 10, 15 minutes. Let that level really build before you take that entry. Now, this is something I did 100% wrong, and I definitely learned from this through the rest of the week. I stayed very patient on the trades following these trades. The next few days, I waited 10, 15 minutes to take my entries because I didn't want to get myself stuck in another scenario where I get in too early, get faked out, take a loss, and then lose that confidence. Now, because of those 2 red trades that I took Tuesday morning, sort of getting faked out here around that 105 demand, I missed this beautiful trade that I would take almost 10 out of 10 times. Something caused me not to take this. I think it was the loss in confidence, the fact that I started the day with 2 red trades. I didn't want to make it any worse, so I sort of just got into that mindset of saying, all right, let's maybe just call it a day here. You've taken 2 red trades already. You probably should do some type of damage limitation. Don't make this red day any worse. And because of this, I missed a perfect bear flag break and retest here on Amazon. This is 105. We broke below it. What I should have been looking for here, and if I had confidence at this time, is a perfect break of a key level, a retest of a key level, which was 105, and then a bear flag right here. Right here, you can see we broke that bear flag. This is typically where I'll get very aggressive on the short side, and you can see the result of this trade. I mean, look at Amazon the rest of the day. I totally missed this bear flag break and retest of 105 because I got in too early. I didn't let this trade develop. I didn't stay calm. I sort of tried to play that 105 demand way too quickly, and because of that, I missed out on this trade. So if you're a trader, you can probably tell what my emotions were on this day, right? I got stopped out of my trades, then I see a perfect trade set up, don't take it, and then watch Amazon drop the rest of the day. That was not a good day for me. That was not a good day for my confidence. But I knew I needed to get it back. I knew I needed to stay calm. I needed to stick to the strategy, and I needed to bounce back with a nice win. So the big bounce back trade for me was today on Apple. And again, this is the same exact strategy that I would typically look for. It's the break and retest of previous day highs. This is one of my favorite things to trade, either break and retest of previous day highs or break and retest of previous day lows. You guys have heard me talk about these types of setups on these videos before. This was exactly it on Apple. So we saw obviously some very strong NASDAQ strength today, giving me confidence to the upside. This was Wednesday, and this was today, Thursday. You can see around this 165.25 level, we had a pretty nasty rejection yesterday on Wednesday. In the pre-market today, we pushed into that level, and we had a rejection of it once again. So I knew coming into today, I was spotting this 165 area. I said if Apple can break, if it can retest, and if it can hold the previous day high, I want to look for upside. So if I zoom in here, you guys can see that we pulled back on Apple, started to get that pullback into that 165 area, and this is where I started to go long. So here's the TradeZilla of this trade, $290, about 7%, and you can see I was starting to enter around 10.02. I was scaling out on this big push on Apple, right? Got in here, scaled out, and continued to scale out. This is a perfect break and retest, and this is my favorite strategy. This is exactly how I like to manage my trades. I love to scale out as I get the push. I like to get in on the retest as the option contracts are declining. So if we go over this trade, you can see break, retest, pre-market high, also that previous day high. As you get that pullback, start to see if some buying starts to form near that retest level, right? Start to enter the position as it starts to hold that level. After I saw this little hold here, this is around that 10.02 candle, I was getting in with a stop under that pre-market high, looking for that upside continuation. Now, obviously, I was scaling out into this push. I just needed to get those wins under my belt, right? I needed to start to compile some wins. Obviously, if we look back, this thing went higher all day, but I know that I'm never going to catch a move like this. It's not something I really, look back and say, oh man, what if I held, right? I don't usually hold these types of moves. Maybe with one contract I would have held it, but I would have never held my whole position on this entire move. So I figured that this video would relate with some of you guys out there, maybe starting a day red, starting a week red, and losing that confidence. Now, the best thing that I would advise in these scenarios, do not try to make that money back same day. Walk away. Do not go on tilt. The worst thing you could do is go on tilt, try to make your money back same day. I've done this before. It is not a good thing. I do not recommend. Come back the next day, look for the same setups, look for the same strategy, maybe scale down so you have a little bit more confidence and patience, and try to compile some wins. Do not continue to trade if you lose that confidence, and I can promise one good night of sleep usually heals that confidence. You come back the next day looking for those opportunities, and you start to compile those wins. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Maybe it relates with some of you out there. Wanted to share my week with you guys. Know that I'm human. Know that I take losses as well, and I can relate to some of your journeys out there. Press that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.